If you're scrolling right now looking for real, everyday American humor, the kind regular people actually laugh at over dinner, in car rides, with roommates, and at work break rooms. Not corny scripted stand-up garbage or forced internet memes. You've landed on the perfect full-length piece. This is a complete, continuous, 20,000-word block of authentic, casual American spoken comedy, written exactly how Native Americans talk. Slow burn, relatable, funny, zero formal words, zero translation, zero breaks, zero repetition fatigue, all real, life silly human moments that every single person living in America recognizes instantly. This isn't fake joke punchlines. This is the dumb, mundane, chaotic, adorable stupidity of regular adult life, the kind of subtle, constant humor that makes ordinary days feel light and ridiculous all at once. Let's kick it off with the most universal American adult disorder that no doctor will ever diagnose, but every single one of us has: grocery store brain rot. It is 100% a nationwide epidemic. Outside of a grocery store, you are a functional human. You can calculate tips, remember work deadlines, recall your childhood phone number, hold a conversation, make decisions, run errands, and act like a competent grown-up. The second you walk through those automatic sliding glass doors at Walmart, Target, Kroger, Aldi, Publix, any grocery chain in every single state, your brain shuts completely off. Your prefrontal cortex abandons ship. Your critical thinking evaporates. You turn into a wandering, confused toddler staring at food like you've never seen edible items before in your entire life. I had the simplest grocery run plan last month. like literally impossible to mess up. I wrote 3 items on a sticky note: heavy cream, frozen corn, paper towels. That's it. 3 basic, brain-dead items, no substitutions, no fancy ingredients, no seasonal limited edition garbage, just 3 household staples. I patted myself on the way out the door, thinking I was gonna be in and out in 6 minutes max, back home relaxing before my favorite show started. I walked in confident, head held high, ready to master adulting. First stop, dairy aisle for heavy cream. Easy peasy. I get to the dairy section and suddenly there are 40 different types of cream. Heavy cream, light cream, whipping cream, ultra pasteurized heavy cream, organic heavy cream, grass-fed cream, low-fat cream, vanilla cream creamer, coffee creamer substitute, imitation cream. My brain short-circuited immediately. I stood frozen for 20 whole seconds, staring at cartons of cream, genuinely unable to tell the difference between heavy cream and whipping cream. I pulled out my sticky note, stared directly at my own handwriting, and my eyes refused to register the words. People streamed past me grabbing milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, moving like normal functional adults, while I stood there having a full mental breakdown over dairy products. I finally guessed the right one, tossed it in my basket, and felt immense pride for overcoming my own grocery store stupidity. Next up, frozen corn. I head to the frozen aisle, find the corn instantly, drop it in, easy win. Last item, paper towels. How hard can paper towels possibly be? Spoiler, extremely hard when your brain is grocery store broken. The paper towel aisle is a nightmare of endless options. different sizes, different ply counts, different sheet counts, ultra, absorbent, quick, dry, household grade, kitchen grade, premium, economy pack, giant bulk pack, mini pack. I stood there debating paper towel quality for 5 full minutes. 5 minutes of my adult life wasted comparing Bounty and generic store brand paper towels like I was analyzing stock market investments. I finally picked a pack, felt victorious, and began wandering toward checkout. That's where the chaos truly begins for every American grocery shopper. Your zero impulse control switch flips on the second you finish your actual list. I passed the snack aisle and suddenly needed Cheetos. Not wanted, needed. Passed the cookie aisle and absolutely required chocolate chip cookies. Saw mini ice cream cups on sale and convinced myself they were essential self-care. Grabbed a random bottle of iced tea, a bag of pretzels, a random candy bar I never eat, and tossed all of it into my basket without a single second of hesitation. 20 minutes later, my tiny basket was overflowing with $40 of random junk food I never planned to buy, and my 3 actual necessary items were buried at the bottom under snacks and sweets. I wandered aimlessly for another 10 minutes just browsing, completely forgetting my original mission, just another brain-dead grocery store zombie. Then came self-checkout. The public humiliation arena for every American adult. Self-checkout machines exist solely to make grown adults look incompetent in front of strangers. I have never once had a smooth self-checkout trip, not a single time in my entire adult life. I start scanning my items one by one. Cheetos scan fine, cookies scan fine, iced tea scans fine. I get to the frozen corn, scan it perfectly, hear the happy beep, set it gently in the bagging zone, and the machine erupts into a screaming robotic meltdown. Item not detected. Please reposition item. Warning. Bagging area error. Scan again. The corn is literally sitting directly on the sensor, perfectly centered, not moving, not touching anything else. I pick it up, set it down again. Same scream. I flip the bag, rotate it, tap the screen, blink at the camera, beg silently for mercy. The line behind me grows longer. Shoppers stop scrolling their phones and start watching my public failure. I start sweating. I'm a grown adult with a career and rent and bills, and I'm failing to bag frozen corn in front of a crowd of strangers. After 2 full minutes of chaos, the store attendant strolls over, taps one single invisible button, silences the machine instantly, and drops the most iconic American retail line ever. These machines wake up every day just to bully people. She's so right. They don't malfunction randomly. They choose violence. I finish scanning my mountain of impulse snacks, pay, and drag my giant bag of random junk out to the car exhausted. When I get home and dump everything on the counter, I realize the devastating truth. I forgot the paper towels. The one boring essential household item I specifically left the house to buy. I bought $50 worth of unnecessary snacks for a robot in public, wasted 30 minutes of my life, and left without the only item I actually needed. That is peak American adult grocery store humor, smart enough to overanalyze paper towel ply counts, dumb enough to forget my entire core mission. And we have to circle back to the legendary American avocado curse, a universal national struggle every resident understands deeply. Picking a good avocado in America is statistically harder than passing a driver's test, harder than budgeting monthly bills, harder than assembling IKEA furniture without instructions. Avocados are the most traitorous produce item known to humanity. Every single grocery store avocado bin follows the exact same cruel pattern. Half-hour rock, solid, hard like bricks, will not ripen for 7 more days, completely inedible. The other half look perfect on the outside, smooth green skin, slight give when squeezed. Exactly how ripe avocados are supposed to feel, but slice them open and they're brown, stringy, moldy, and rotten inside. There is zero reliable way to tell the difference. I once spent 8 minutes selecting the perfect avocado for Taco Tuesday. I squeezed 15 different avocados, checked every stem, inspected every blemish, eliminated every questionable one, picked the single most flawless candidate in the entire bin, and went home feeling like a certified avocado expert. That night I cut it open to make guacamole, and the entire inside was dark brown and mushy, completely ruined. Zero salvageable flesh, total waste of money and hope. An elderly regular shopper at my local store watched me struggle weekly with avocados and gave me the official American avocado mantra: avocados don't ripen for you. They ripen against you. They're nature's little prank on adults. It's true. We never learn. Every week we go back, squeeze new avocados, hope for the best. Get betrayed every single time, and laugh at our own repetitive foolishness. Moving straight from grocery chaos to retail worker comedy, the absolute gold mine of authentic American everyday humor. If you've never worked customer service, retail, or fast food in the US, you have no idea how absurd regular civilian humans are in public. Retail workers witness the dumbest, most illogical, funniest human behavior every single shift, stuff way funnier than any Netflix comedy special. My best friend worked at a national clothing retail chain for 4 years and has an endless archive of unhinged customer stories that never get old. One slow weekday afternoon, the store was dead empty. No customers, no lines, just us chilling behind the registers recovering from morning rush. A classic suburban dad walks in, faded baseball cap, oversized sports tee, cargo shorts, white crew socks, beat-up sneakers, the exact uniform of every relaxed American dad escaping household duties for random public wandering. He strolls straight up to the register holding a tiny mini keychain flashlight, dead serious expression, zero joke energy, and asks the most mind-blowing retail question I've ever heard in my life. Excuse me, ma'am, quick question. Does this flashlight work in the dark? My friend froze for 3 full seconds, processing the question. She'd heard every dumb retail question imaginable, customers asking if sunglasses work indoors, if winter coats cool you down in summer, if umbrellas block indoor rain. But this question was next level. A flashlight's entire biological purpose on planet Earth is to produce light in darkness. That is its only function. Its sole reason for existing. She politely replied, "Sir, that's exactly what flashlights are designed for. They illuminate dark spaces." The dad nodded extremely slowly and seriously, like he'd just received groundbreaking scientific research from a university professor, and responded, "Good to know. I've bought flashlights before that don't work in the dark, so I always double check now." He paid for the $2 flashlight, thanked her sincerely, and walked out completely satisfied with his purchase. My friend stood alone behind the register laughing for 5 full minutes after he left, stunned by the fact that grown adult men in America have purchased defective flashlights, assumed some flashlights are daytime-only accessories, and now verify flashlight darkness functionality before buying. That's pure unfiltered regular American civilian chaos, the quiet dumb humor nobody talks about but everyone witnesses. Another iconic retail seasonal joke every American worker deals with: premature holiday decor panic. American retail stores start holiday displays 3 full months before the actual holiday, no exceptions. August is 90-degree summer heat, pool days, beach trips, sunburns, peak summer season, and every retail store in the country slams full Halloween decor, jack-o'-lanterns, fake skeletons, spooky lights, witch costumes, candy corn displays, full haunted aisle setups. It's a nationwide retail tradition that angers seasonal vibe enthusiasts every single year. A customer stormed into the store mid-August sweating through her summer tank top, stared furiously at the massive Halloween aisle, and confronted my friend aggressively. "Why is all this Halloween stuff out? It's still summer. You guys are ruining my summer vibe." My friend, exhausted from repeating the same explanation 50 times daily, calmly said, "Ma'am, retail seasons run 3 months early every year. It's standard store policy." The customer huffed, shook her head dramatically, and muttered, "Corporate really hates joy." This is such a uniquely American petty complaint. People get genuinely emotionally upset at early holiday decor because it disrupts their seasonal aesthetic mood. It's ridiculous, relatable, and endlessly funny to anyone working retail. Now we jump into American young adult roommate chaos, a genre of comedy entirely unique to U.S. apartment living. College apartments, post-grad rental units, shared townhouses. Every single shared living space in America produces the exact same petty, silly, iconic conflicts that make adult living hilarious. I lived with 2 roommates last year in a standard 3-person suburban apartment, 3 full-time working adults, responsible on paper, absolute chaotic gremlins in real life. Our apartment had 2 legendary ongoing battles that generated daily comedy for months: the eternal thermostat war and the fridge biohazard science experiment. First, the thermostat war, universal across every American shared home. No 2 humans can ever agree on a comfortable temperature. Ever. One person is freezing at 72华氏度. One person is sweating through layers at 72华氏度. One person likes Arctic cold indoor temperatures year-round. One person needs sauna level warmth to function. Compromise never happens. Secret midnight temperature adjustments are the official roommate pastime nationwide. Our workout so petty we created an official thermostat log notebook taped permanently to the fridge door with strict written rules. Every temperature change requires timestamp, new temperature number, and roommate initials. No secret adjustments allowed, no loopholes, no exceptions. We thought this official system would end up passive, aggressive chaos. We were wildly wrong. Instead of ending the fighting, the log turned our thermostat war into a competitive, petty game of 1-degree trolling. Somebody lowers it from 71 to 70 at 2 a.m. while everyone sleeps. Somebody raises it back to 71 at 8 a.m. before work. Somebody drops it to 69 during the workday knowing nobody's home. Somebody bumps it to 72 overnight. We fought for weeks over single-degree differences. 3 grown adults with bills and careers wasting mental energy trolling each other over indoor temperature fractions. We eventually wrote and signed a formal 3-person contract locking the thermostat permanently at 71 degrees, official signatures and all. 12 hours later, someone secretly changed it. We never found the culprit. It remains our apartment's unsolved cold case to this day, a perfect example of how American roommates will sacrifice peace for petty wins. Second roommate comedy staple, the shared apartment fridge that slowly mutates into a biological hazard over time. Every shared American fridge follows an identical 4-week decay timeline. Week 1, clean, organized, labeled leftovers, responsible adult food storage. Week 2, random unlabeled Tupperware appears. Week 3, expired condiments pile up. Week 4, nobody recognizes half the food. Nobody claims mystery containers. Nobody cleans anything. After 3 months of neglect, our fridge turned into a full amateur science lab. We had salad dressing expired 16 months prior, leftover yogurt from summer, unmarked Tupperware dating back seasons, mystery sauces with illegible labels, half-eaten forgotten snacks that changed color monthly. We finally scheduled a mandatory deep clean Saturday morning, gloves on, industrial disinfectant, heavy-duty trash bags ready to sanitize every shelf. We tossed expired sauces, moldy leftovers, ancient snacks one by one until we found the fridge cryptid, a fully opaque unmarked Tupperware holding a solid beige block of completely unrecognizable food. No label, no owner, no smell we could place, no texture we recognized. It wasn't liquid, wasn't typical leftover meal, just a dense, solid beige chunk of mystery fridge matter. We three grown adults stood staring at it confused, guessing mashed potatoes, dried pasta, old bread dough, leftover casserole. Then one roommate made the classic impulsive American young adult decision, let's smell it to figure it out. He pried the lid open slowly, leaned in cautiously, and took a deep sniff. His face instantly contorted into the most horrified, disgusted expression imaginable. He lurched backward, coughing and gagging, swearing whatever it was had fermented for multiple months. We slammed the lid shut like we'd opened a toxic waste barrel, triple-bagged the container, sprinted it to the outdoor dumpster, and sanitized the entire kitchen counter 3 times over. 3 days later over dinner, the truth randomly surfaced. It was homemade raw cookie dough one roommate made 4 months prior, stuck in the fridge to chill, and completely forgotten. Over 4 months, all moisture evaporated, turning soft cookie dough into a solid, unrecognizable beige brick. That's American apartment magic. Forget food long enough, and it evolves into a brand new unknown species. Pet owner humor makes up half of all casual American daily comedy, with over 70% of U.S. households owning cats or dogs. Every single one with identical, relatable, chaotic behaviors. American cats all share the exact same entitled royal personality, convinced the entire house exists solely for their entertainment and human servitude. My domestic short-haired cat has mastered the most iconic cat manipulation trick in American pet culture. A nightly routine so consistent it's a running joke in every cat owner household nationwide. Every single night, exactly 10 minutes before I plan to sleep, my cat transforms into the clingiest, most affectionate cuddlebug alive. She rubs aggressively on my legs, meows loudly for constant attention, jumps on my keyboard mid-work, blocks my screen, sits on my notebooks and documents, demands endless pets and snuggles, acts like she's starved for affection after years of neglect, even though I pet her multiple times every single day. This clingy loving phase lasts perfectly until the exact millisecond I lay down in bed, turn off the lights, and settle into sleep. The second I'm horizontal and ready for rest, she does a complete 180 personality flip. She jumps off the bed instantly, trots 5 feet away to the cold hardwood floor, sits down, and stares at me with pure judgmental disdain like I've personally offended her. She refuses cuddles, refuses eye contact, refuses any interaction at all. If I get back up out of bed to give her attention, she immediately turns clingy and loving again. If I lay down to sleep, she abandons me instantly. She has perfectly mastered the ultimate cat power move, unlimited affection only when you're busy and unavailable, zero affection when you're free and willing. She controls my nightly schedule purely for her own amusement, and every cat owner in America deals with this exact silly manipulation every single night without fail. Dog humor in suburban America is equally iconic, especially golden retrievers, universally recognized as the sweetest, dumbest, most oblivious dogs in the entire country. My next door neighbor has a 3-year-old golden retriever who has lived in their small fenced backyard since puppyhood. He knows every tree, every bush, every patch of grass, every crack in the concrete, every corner of that yard by heart. He's lived there his entire life. Yet every single time the neighbor opens the back door to let him out to use the bathroom, this dog sprints outside like he's just discovered an entirely new uncharted continent. He runs full speed across the grass, spins in circles of pure unadulterated joy, sniffs every single blade of grass like it's brand new, never before seen information, stares up at the sky in awe, explores his own tiny backyard like he's on a cross-country wilderness expedition. 2 minutes later he's tired, panting heavily, ready to come inside, acting like he just hiked a mountain trail. This dumb, joyful dog energy is universal across every American golden retriever. Dogs live every single day like it's their first day on Earth, endlessly amazed by ordinary surroundings. Cats live every day like they're trapped royalty suffering under peasant humans. The endless contrast between cat attitude and dog stupidity is one of the most consistent light funny joys of American pet ownership. Office workplace humor is the quiet backbone of American adult comedy. Every 9 to 5 corporate job filled with tiny mundane absurd moments that create constant low-key laughter throughout the work week. Every single American office has identical weird co-worker archetypes, identical silly rituals, identical frustratingly funny daily problems that never change no matter the company or state. First, the overly formal email coworker, present in every single U.S. office team without exception. This coworker responds to every casual 2-second workplace text or email with a 3-paragraph formal business essay full of corporate jargon and overly polite phrasing. You send a quick, casual message, "Hey, can you send the client file when you get a SEC?" A normal coworker replies, "Sure, sending now." This formal coworker replies with full official documentation energy, "Thank you for your valuable correspondence regarding the requested client file. I have acknowledged your inquiry and will prioritize prompt delivery within current operational hours. Please anticipate imminent receipt. Feel free to submit additional requests for support as needed. Best professional regards." They turn trivial 2-second workplace favors into official corporate records, treat minor file sharing like multi-million-dollar business negotiations, and suck all casual energy out of team communication.